bring up pick bans of game 2 because we will be running this in full once again. This, for me, nice, it's always you. There's a Yasuo top this time.
All right.
Hang on.
Wait, no. It's a Renekton.
Or is it a Yasuo AD carry?
Could potentially be.
I'm excited because there is no AD carry on the side of V5.
I'm loving it.
And on another note, though, it looks like Rookie or the Shy got a Kali, so that is a different story.
Yeah, it is. I'm really excited to see the 1v1 potential come out from IG, but let's quickly talk about that composition. 2 games in a row now, no ADC. If this is a Yasuo in the bottom lane, I'm expecting a whole lot of Gragas ganks down there just for the belly bop.
Yeah, that combo is wicked sick. So V5 already up a game, Preacher. We'll just jump straight into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
Because this composition, I want to break it down a little bit further. Where is it? No, it's Orianna Tahm-Kench. Now, you don't work like Sona, but you're definitely a control mage in the bottom lane. Makes it interesting heading on to Summoner's Rift for Game 2 to see if V5 can whack IG with yet another 2-0 and prove that they're a team on the rise as well.
You had to be revitalized after the first game from V5. That guy, his throat's like broken right now, but he's still screaming.
Yeah, see, the BLG guy, his throat was literally broken. He couldn't literally scream, so it's interesting to see the sports out there for BLG. Of course, being in Shanghai, the arena where people who don't have arenas come to play.
Very neutral, but not in this game. I mean, take a look. Once again, it's going to be an abnormal bottom lane. I think one of the greatest things they can do with this Orianna ball, if it isn't just delivered by Alias or Ben4, is actually the fact that they can just put the ball on top of Y4 himself and then get transported with Max and then just use it as soon as they pop out.
Yeah, there's so much tunneling in this composition. I don't mean the technical tunneling. I mean the ways to get into the fight. Put it on top of Windy, get the shockwave, send up the last
Anybody could do it.
There is so many cool little wombos.
I'm looking at the comp. Anybody from the top 3 players can do it.
Whereas for IG, I mean, we've got a similar composition, right? We have the Akali this time, though. Instead, as Y4 is going to get locked down here, this is not good. Jacula forces out the heal. They auto him a couple of times, and suddenly the Orianna bottom lane does not look so good.
Yeah, level 1 trading in extended trades does not go too well. It's pretty much Q and wait, but Y4 is being punished.
I mean, Max just used his heal before. They're going to turn on to Lucas for a second. Hang on. So if he has the tongue lash, he will be able to find the damage, but not going to get there. So Lucas gets burnt out. Now that trade is pretty good.
And this is good coming out of Lucas as well, because we had questions coming in from him, but at the very least in laning phase, he knows what to do and he knows how to exploit the side of V5. So he's doing very well for Jacula.
And Jacula already has a big CS lead in that bottom lane, and it's growing here, getting pushed into the turret while we look at the mid lane, and Windy starting to abuse Rookie again. But just curious from Ning, he's gone for the blue buff invade.
Let's be honest, I really like this matchup specifically into Rookie because it is a Yasuo into the Sylas, and Sylas doesn't do too much pre-6. Yasuo does all of the work, so it's got to be heavily tilted towards V5 in the mid lane. Talking about top lane though, Alias also has a very nice time, although it's just going to be a safe laning phase. The Shy always just jumping backwards.
Yeah, he's got the push as well up in this top side. Alias so far in this series, 2 games of Renekton, and lost the laning phase out pretty hard last time, as we just keep seeing hook after hook here from Lucas. Turnaround starting to get pretty big as well, and curious to see what Y4 took on his secondary, because a lot of the Orianna's mid lane 80 carry have been going for that precision tree, get a bit of attack speed, and also get presence of mind. As Rookie now on top of the mid laner. Windy's going to get invaded on here into his personal space. There's the Prey Seeker. Does have the flash available, but is he going to use it? Doesn't look like it. Rookie's going to get the kill. Windy turns it around. Ning flashes in the end. Close call. Rookie could have died.
Very, very close. And Windy was playing that as smart as he could. He knew that Ning was over on the other side, so he wanted to abuse Rookie in the 1v1 that he does win. However, at the end there, the last little bit from Ning, flashing over to save.
And now for Ben4, come to the bottom lane with Predator Boots. That's the plan as Lucas has his flash available. Is he going to use it? He gets devoured out by Max. Eventually does burn it, but Ben4's ready for another barrel. He slams down, and the kill goes over to Y4 while 3 versus 1. Jackie sends out the boomerang blade, but he can't finish it off. Everyone from V5 is low. The disengage after the kill is just what the doctor ordered.
Oh, well done from Ben4 as well, exploiting the fact that Lucas is using his hook pretty much off cooldown in this lane, waiting until he steps forward against V5 and then exploiting that, finally gets the kill.
Yeah, finally does. So now that Y4 has a kill in this lane that was so rough at the start, we can start seeing how it's going to play out in a formidable fashion. There's 2 amplifying tomes already. So I don't know where we're going with this. Probably towards the Luden's Echo there, the start of the Lost chapter in progress.
Game number 1, the MVP was Y4. Now he gets the first one for his team, not for the entire game, but it still is looking very dangerous.
Technically the entire game, yeah.
Yeah, but taking a look over, on the other side, IG gave it to Ning. So in the early game, at the very least, you'd want it on your jungler because then he can start influencing everybody else.
And he got first blood. Remember, that extra bit of gold comes in handy as IG have the gold lead here by 1,000. Ben4, good denial here on the Predator Gragas. And
it was also very good because if Ning completed it and then knocked him up, that was enough time to get Rookie into the call.
Looking for some item CD here in the last part of the domination tree for Ben4. So, of course, you get yourself item cooldowns on activatable items, see what happens.
I'd say that the best one is also just the belly bot because you can use it for 2 things. Number 1, for catching up to the enemy, and number 2, for helping Windy out with his ultimate engage as well. So both of those 2 things are sorely needed on the Gragas.
Righteous Glory as well could be the takeaway, but AP Gragas has been the go-to. So see if that's towards the Sonya's Hourglass, getting a lower cooldown on that, on the Owl domination tree. The name of it doesn't, for the life of me, come to mind. But cooldown on items, that's all you need to know.
What, you're talking about inspiration?
No. What inspiration? Domination, man. Where are you?
Oh, domination.
Where are you?
I don't know what you're even talking about.
I was talking about the runes at the bottom of the screen. I get angry with all my color casters all the time.
Yeah, you're talking about the one that gives him extra lethality on his dash, which is very nice.
And that's sudden impact. It's all right.
Yeah,
Preacher, we'll talk about this later. It's all right.
All right.
I got you. But at the moment for V5, look, precision or not, which he doesn't, it's a 15 CS lead to Ning at this point. And Ben4 feeling very out of sorts, looking towards the top lane to get that shadowing under effect. And is getting out jungled. He lost his blue buff earlier on and wasn't able to capitalize back. Ning with that kill as well has such a big lead in this jungle.
It's also just the sheer speed. The one reason why Jarvan, Rek'Sai, and Olaf are top tier is because of how fast they can clear. Ben4 on the Gragas used to be a very fast clearer, but after the nerfs, definitely very slow, and you can see that in the CS discrepancy. That's 22 CS difference, and mind you, that's jungle CS as well.
When you're going to get caught out here as they send the chains to lash down. Rookie, again, just rinses and repeats. He's gone to duck block nicely there by the Yasuo. Now I'm going to say one trick. No, of course not, but Yasuo main in the mid lane.
I mean, yeah, his name is Windy. What can you say?
And in China, you know, that is more than a coincidence.
It is. It definitely is. Getting all the way up to Challenger with that name. I'm just going to call it right now. V5's Windy looks very good on the Yasuo, and they should build comps.
Ooh, Shockwave in the bottom lane, though. Lucas sends out the dredge line and escapes. That Shockwave meant absolutely nothing from the Orianna.
Bold to put it onto Lucas as well. I thought that if anything, if you just wanted to use it for damage and a force out, you would use it onto Jackie, but instead respects the fact that there is a shield available.
Trying to skirt around vision here for Ben4. Will be spotted out in the end as he walks through the tri-brush, invading the red side before Ning can get here. Now, for Ben4, this is much needed. It'll get him back into some kind of contention with Ning, because right now, he's not in the game, and Ning is walking towards the red buff. How fast does it go down?
Oh yeah, the revenge play as well. And if Ben4 sticks around just as Ning gets here, he can even find the kill, but no.
Ooh, level 6 on Ning as well. He has the Void Rush available. There's the... Okay, I was going to say the lens is going to spot him out, but Ben4 gets out of there with the red buff in tow.
It was the borrowed sense to actually spot out the red buff moving.
Yep.
Had to pop the smite out from Ben4, but he gets out to safety, so still well traded. A little bit down on CS nonetheless, but it's to be expected into a Rek'Sai that got such an early lead for himself. He just gets so much faster clear, and it's exponential because of how fast he uses items.
And say moving towards the Dragon path as well. Don't know if Ning was going to do that, but sitting on the Cloud Dragon, no priority whatsoever on it right now. Heads back. That's an early Warriors from the Rek'Sai. So much more earlier than Ben4 will get the Runic Echoes, which the cost has been decreased in this patch.
Yeah. And we were having a chat about the rune page. that Rek'Sai's tend to go for. A lot go for Conqueror right now. It means that you're deceptively tanky. If people decide to fight you away from turrets, you're always going to be healing back as soon as it's procced.
I want to reiterate on my point before Ben4 comes into this mid lane, which looks pretty likely at this point. Ingenious Hunter is the name of the item cooldown. Domination. And Ben4 opting to take that one in. So see when the Zhonya's Hourglass comes through, or anything with literally a cooldown as an item. So
I mean, boots as well for his Predator.
That's also very true, good sir. Very good point. So
yeah, definitely wants all of the map impact. That's pretty much what he's trying to focus on. And rightfully so, because this Gragas, while he doesn't clear very well, he bops very well.
He bops very well.
It is all about the
Also well said, Preacher. You got some good words
It's
tonight,
the curlies and it's the bops.
The curlies and the bops, yeah. I'm sure that's what we'll remember tonight. And if we go the distance in this ever-growing long night, I'm sure we'll see something ingenious in that game 3 as well. But still, while we're here, Ning giving away his blue buff. Ben4 still trying to catch up. And he's done a pretty good job of getting back into this game. Ning, his CS advantage is decreasing, and Ben4 shadowing the top of the Shy while Alias gets low.
It's interesting to see him try to shadow the top side of the map as well. Does have ulti.
Well, Windy, will he get flashed on here? The ultimate comes underneath turret. The outplay from the Yasuo. Will he find it? The Void Rush is there. He autos. He gets it. Windy takes it a step too far, some would say, as Ben4 on the top side. For the Shy, they spin to win with a flash. And V5, they do it again.
Madness. Utter madness. Once again, trying to use the ulti onto Windy. Flashback means that Rookie has to react just that microsecond too slow onto getting under the turret with the turret aggro onto him. Otherwise, that could have potentially been Ning saved, but it was just too little too late.
I know some of you were saying, where's Mole on B5? Wasn't he the carry potential? Well, apparently the other mid laner is as well. Windy is a good Yasuo, and I'm glad we have this Yasuo main in the LPL while the top lane action was going on.
Yeah, let's watch it. The Shy is into 2 very heavy tanks. Alias finally pops it. Take a look at the damage coming back from his empowered Q. And after that comes out, the numbers just are not there for the Shy.
And very good flashy play to get away with the perfect execution, but Alias just makes the same one in effect. And kill for the top laner, kill for the mid laner. One earlier there for Y4, so V5 catching up on this gold lane, that is gold lead, excuse me, has been built up by top, jungle, mid, and bot CS advantage.
It's working all towards their favor, and this is looking very dire for IG. From World Champion to MSI representatives, and now potentially losing their second series inside of Summer. Arguably, the one that they won wasn't too good. This is definitely troubling to see.
In a row. I mean, against LNG, like, LNG looked great, but V5 as well looked better than expected. And here up against IG, Ning's trying to disable that factor. He's picked up the Rift Herald. They still have a 1k gold lead, and IG with their winning lanes once again. Getting countered by Ben4's early ganks.
Once again, we just have to see the impact of the 2 junglers, because that is really the differential from both of these 2 teams. Ning still with the early kill, regardless of what anybody could say.
Speaking of junglers, into the bottom lane, we see Lucas dying, but into the top side, Alias dies all the same. Perfect execution used, and Rift Herald's charging this turret. The difference between the pick there is a Cloud Dragon for first turret blood.
Yeah, and do not forget that the Rift Herald, when it charges, also does a little bit of damage. So all of that was paired together to actually take Alias down, and also the first turret. The Cloud Drake this early on, not too influential, because you already have the Gragas with the speed boost, so it doesn't make that much of a difference.
Meanwhile, Windy and Rookie are just playing with each other. Rookie showing he's the bigger man, 20 CS advantage already, but he wants to get the Abscond Abduct for the knock-up. Well, Rift Herald gets another charge in the top lane. Bottom lane still be getting hit here as Jackie will use the spell shield, but doesn't get the shockwave. Ben4's here as well. On the hunt now into Y4. They want to take this 2v3. Max gets chipped, but that should be the end of the play.
Yeah, and also you can see that Rookie was moving down, but everybody's already well disengaged for V5, and no follow-up CC because the hook was already used initially means they get out safe.
Because we're going to look back at the mid lane. We just don't stop with these 2 teams. V5 are like a little IG. They're like the little brother. Let's play. You know, and IG like, okay, we shouldn't, but okay. Their boss calls up, and they get fired. But for IG at this point, they continue to play.
Yeah.
Lucas, Jackie Love walking away. Because Y4, Ben4, they want to play again. Nice heal. No shockwave available.
Yeah, but now there are 4 members down onto the bottom side for V5. If nothing else, you have to say this is not coincidental. They didn't just happen to get a lead in game number 1 and happen to get a lead in game number 2. They are constantly forcing these plays. And yeah, that last one didn't quite work out for them, but they never stop. And this is why V5 are definitely take here.
Windy starting to make the roams down to the bottom lane as well as turret plating disappears from the rift here for game 2. V5 in such a bad goal lead though at this point. So IG have definitely got this early game under wraps for now. Just about a 2k gold lead for them. And coming out of the individual lane, as I said there before, but the jungle especially here is what's making it. The 2 kills on the Rek'Sai, as I mentioned. And for IG, they let the Cloud Dragon go before, but a team that has this kind of lead should have priority over the Infernal spawning soon.
It was and it was primarily the trade on the top side. That is where the 2k comes from. It comes from all of the turret plating that Shelly managed to get down onto top from the Shy and also Ning. Very well done by those players to, at the very least, trade back even if things aren't going their way on the other side of the map. And you would have to imagine that ward priority would be on the next Infernal Drake that's spawning because it is so important for both of these two teams that do not stop fighting.
IG have dropped it to the top side though. They know how active Ben4's been and they're negating the top side push onto the Shy, who's now in a much longer lane. IG being the benefactors of the turrets. Only 5 bits of turret plating in the top side. And as you said, went to mainly the Shy there. So he's in a very good position against this Renekton, who now has to farm all the way back here. Because the longer lane affects him as well, while V5 still haven't broken their first turret.
Play to your strengths, not to your disadvantages. If you group up as a 5-man, you would even imagine that V5 would once again be doing what they did in game number 1. So long as they continue to go into the lane, it's not benefiting them in top, that Renekton should be accounted to, and eventually you would assume that Ning would find his way up there.
Ning's down in the mid lane though, he has other plans as the 2v2 erupts again, but no contest. Alia's about to find himself in a bit of trouble.
Like clockwork.
Ning over the wall. Alias is there. Void Rush available, but he doesn't take it. Black Cleaver bought almost outright there for Ning as well, by the way. So
Ooh.
Big Rek'Sai.
That is beautiful as well, because it's going to be giving him that little bit of extra HP that he was sorely missing in that turret dive against Windy. So everything being patched up against Ning is still working out. Keep your eyes onto the gold. Even if this turret falls for V5, still very nice for IG.
It gets very close, that's right. So the gold dispatches a little bit, while Ben4 on the bottom side, Ning on the top side. They're bullying Alias, who just will not get a break. This Renekton wants help.
Round 2.
Void Rush after Ning takes a bit of a turret is still available. The Shy has perfect execution. You know he's going to use it. You know Alias wants to get rid of the wave. Slices and dices, jumps with the flash, but
great.
He's outplayed there from the two of them. IG, get out alive.
Very well played. Just dodging out the W as well. You could see the animation.
In from Rookie, but they flash on in with the body slam. They get the last breath. Rookie should die here, but he jumps all the way back in. Uses one himself. Wants his own outplay. Windy will die. Underneath turret, a 1-for-1 trade. Rookie looked great.
Wait a second. That is Rookie bopping Windy straight back at him and finally picking up what little reprieve he can.
That's a 30 CS lead for Rookie. Now adds a kill into it as well. With that Seeker's Armor Guard in the making, he's starting to hold up in this lane so much better, even when Ben4 makes his way in. And V5, not the same momentum as game number 1. IG starting to bite back harder.
2k gold advantage, and if you take a look at the warding advantage, still falling a little bit to V5. Naturally, because Infernal Drake is coming up so soon, it's going to be hard for IG to find a passage into the Drake pit.
Oh, the Shy wants to take on 2 members though, so he doesn't care about the Infernal Dragon. Just
1-1-1. He's got it.
Apparently. This was cool from Rookie. Started with the dodge.
Yep, dodges that one out, but the bomb comes in. Windy uses his ultimate, but then Rookie gets it straight back with his own knock-up, mind you, as well. So excellent usage, and it's the last turret.
Windy walked in as well, just that little bit. I'm not sure if that would have made the difference, but I think he could have gotten out of there alive. So unfortunate there for the side of V5, but 1-for-1 trade in the end for IG's mid laner, while the turret is still standing there in the mid lane. IG, move down, get the Infernal Dragon.
Yasuo has naturally moved forward in case people dodge with the flash.
That's true. Yeah.
But in the top lane, I actually think that the Shy has a really good time into Alias right now, especially with Nick.
I mean, he definitely does. He's got a Gunblade, he's got Oblivion Orb. Jackie Love's there as well. Let's just go hunting for our crocodile meat.
Yeah, Alias is definitely not having a very good game, but his whole purpose is just to negate the Shy, and at this point in the game, 18 minutes, I should say, sorry, he's already fulfilled his purpose. So he should find a new one in joining the rest of his team and becoming a frontline and CC bot with the W.
He just wants CS, much like Ben 4, who gets caught out in the jungle again. Shockwave is there, it misses onto Ning, they send him up. Here comes the ultimate onto Ben 4, but he gets destroyed by Y4. Orb now back in the hand of this Orianna as Tunglash is going to get the stun here onto Lucas. He flashes away, Tunglash just short as Jackie Love now looking to turn it around. Windy's in here with the Cyclone out, and that last breath is not going to come short.
Everybody saves Lucas's life. Nice to see that IG is finally working as a unit with Lucas involved as well, but the inside track goes to V5. Pop it.
Rookie wants to go in once again. Y4 has to be careful. Separated from the rest of V5, IG can't find the play.
The best thing about stealing an Orianna ult, and I guess the worst thing for Rookie, is the fact that he needs to use his body as the ball. So it's going to be very difficult for him to actually get into the middle of them without dying first.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a funny play as well. The fact that Silas gets into the middle, though, it's not too hard.
It's not difficult, but surviving is the hard part.
Surviving is definitely the hard part. So Rookie going to hold on to the Orianna ult for now while Y4 picks up the blue buff. We haven't checked in on Y4 too much this game, but Luden's Echo was picked up there, and as well as Oblivion Orb has caught back up to Jackie Love. That's what impresses me the most, considering he was down 20 CS.
Yeah, still looking for the 2-item power spike to really 100-0 people though, but the Luden's Echo means that he can stand toe-to-toe with Jackie Love in the poking game, because his Q is going to be on such low cooldown, and you can't shield every single one, Jackie.
Yep. And remember the fact that Rookie has optimized in for armor, so he's not going to have any resistances against Y4 at the moment.
I mean, you say he's optimized. He's just got a Seeker's Arm Guard, which is really good for the lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's optimized into armor. Yeah. That's what Seeker's Armor Guard truly is.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. Oh.
See, Alias, I think he's going to die. No, don't listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize, but Lucas is making the roam around. Finally, this time, Alias will survive. The rest of V5, they've got the inner track onto the mid lane. They've got the push there. They might be able to get something done either at Baron, blue buff, or the top lane. Back
to the point, I like to see Rookie complete that second into Zhonya's that we now see in his inventory. Great. That means that he can jump right in, use the ulti, Zhonya's, and wait for the rest of his team to catch up. This actually looks really dangerous for V5 if they want to contest either of the, if they want to contest around Baron or the next Drake that comes up.
Benfall playing it very safe. The 100, almost 100% kill participation. Gragas is not going to overcommit for that one while Ning starts clearing out vision. He's going to spot out one member in Windy. Glad Ning didn't take the journey over the wall. That feels like what IG would have done in game number 1.
It kind of feels as if the more ahead Ning gets, the safer he plays. Because in game number 1, when he was behind on that Kayn, he just went ham all the time, every time.
I noticed Windy as well is not using the same skin from last game. He's gone back to classic Yasuo.
I mean, it's almost as if he has every single skin for Yasuo.
I mean, you would, because you're on the tournament client. So
I have a feeling like he does on the actual client, though.
It probably does.
Yeah.
Windy, speak of the devil, going to pick up solo gold for this turret. 300 in the back pocket, a nice addition. Infinity Edge getting built towards for this Yasuo, so he's going to have it in the next back, able to match Rookie in that 2-item power spike that we're talking about, and really get to the bottom of this mid-game team fight.
Once again, keeping our eyes on where exactly all of these players funnel. Because sooner or later, just looking at the team compositions, they're going to have to try and 5v5. Maybe even just 4v4 with the 2 solo laners off on the side. But it's still going to be to the point where both of these two teams need to find the terrain advantage to deny the enemy away from jumping in and also dodging out skill shots. Like, for instance, if you get hit by Ben 4's ultimate, you don't even need to be displaced any amount of distance for Windy to capitalize on all of it.
No, you don't, because Ben 4's ultimate as well should be able to burst you out. So if you get hit by that, you're going to be in a lot of trouble just as is. A lot of wave clear on B5 as well, so hard for IG to push the turret up like they were trying to approach mid. While Ning is just waiting in the Baron pit. He's waiting for somebody and has slowed his way down just that little bit more.
What is up with Ning and just waiting for extraordinary periods of time for the enemy?
Yeah, really wants something. Back to the Baron pit, it seems. He's just waiting for a pick onto V5. So Baron seems to be the next play. Cloud Dragon, no priority on it whatsoever for either team. And V5 constantly have the shove out in this mid lane. They may have been caught out as Windy. It's in the mid lane that he finds himself dropping. Now back to the river as Max and Ben 4, the explosive cast stolen and used. Burns the flash from the Tahm Kench.
Good flash to get out of that to safety. However, now, if Rookie really wants to, wait it out and then steal Max's ultimate. You can bring in so many people, including just Lucas, to the whole fight.
We begin the Baron buff. All right. IG, no, it's a 5 versus 4 win. He doesn't have TP, so when he respawns, he won't be able to rejoin.
Alias is in the bottom lane, but he does have TP. Do they even want to fight
They
this
jump
in all
on the
honesty?
Ben 4, flash, explosive cask, he's out for now. The Oriana's there, zones with the ball. But another summoner burnt, and IG still have the advantage.
All in all, very well done by V5 to disengage the Baron and to continue Alia's bottom. They knew that the primary objective was to keep him there.
And now Ning has to flash over the wall. He lost his red buff. Redemption's coming down. Ning, walk away.
Okay.
This is not good because V5 have the angle. Ning has nowhere to go. He will die here. It doesn't matter. Void Rush or no. Auto to death. Ning now dead. 40 seconds. IG just lost everything.
But they keep it going.
V5 now. AD carry might be dropping down as well. The shock blast flash away from. Nice ulti there from the Shy, but it doesn't connect. Onto Max, the grey health is popped. He might die here as they're looking for the CC to chain it down. The Ignite eventually ticks over as Ben4 is in the middle of the fight as well, and Jackulov takes him. Alias into 4 members. V5 are doing exactly the same thing. It's League of Throws, whatever the hell's happening here.
The ads go marching one by one.
And now Windy respawns to die. This is peak League of Legends.
Everybody was just moving in one at a time while IG were grouped up. And I don't know why it didn't stop. It just kept on going. And eventually V5 lose all of their members systematically. You've got such a nice wombo, such nice AoE. Wasn't even used. Take a look. Windy's still got his ulti.
At the start of that fight would have been beautiful if they were able to capitalize off getting Ning. A big, big pick. But V5, one by one, they go marching in. I like the line, Preacher. We'll have a look how the Ants eventually march to their death.
Yeah, Ning is going to be caught out sooner or later. It's just a matter of attrition, making sure you don't go through the tri-bush, so Rookie is completely eliminated from the whole equation. And despite the fact that he wants to take it to Y4, Bop just dead. Now, everybody else from IG is starting to group up, and this is where it looks so good from them, because V5 don't know what they're doing. Miss Shockwave as well means that there's just no ulti priority for either of them. Yasuo's not even here if you take a look at your mini-map, and it's just got to be Max taken out right now, and then it's going to be Ben for Wendy. Nobody else can contest.
It was super nice, though, from Y4. I'll say. It was a great flash away from the Shy. So I think Y4 knew when to get out. It was well played by him. Unfortunately, mispositioning, running past the red buff, but while we were in that replay, it looks like the Cloud Dragon was taken away by IG while V5 flew into the mid lane.
Oh,
Rookie gets
dash.
sent away. A great dash to get him out of harm's way.
Doesn't matter if you get sent away. So long as you don't get sent to, it works in your favor. And now, once again, IG are in the upwards position.
V5 need to make a decision here because Jackulov is just split pushing turrets. And V5 are losing gold by the second. Baron, fight, what's it going to be? Because Jackulov is not going to stop.
Yeah, look, in the games that IG lost, it was because Jackulov was split pushing. But now it looks like it's working towards their advantage. IG need a fight.
4 versus 5. Jackulov doesn't have the TP. He's not there just yet, but they find a massive knock-up. The Shockwave into the middle of it as well. The Shy gets low. Alias eventually slice and dices him as Y4 survives too. This, for IG, is a redeeming fight as Rookie looks to the chase. Y4 gets Boomerang Blade. Jackulov has joined in the trade. And Invictus Gaming get it all. Ben 4, Alias, they're the only ones left alive as IG are adamant on taking down Gragas as well.
And that was just a straight 5 seconds of taking it. Ben 4's got to fall. Eventually.
Him down.
It was just IG biding their time. V5 got 5 stacks of the Baron buff onto all of their members. Combined between the magic damage of the Shy and also Rookie, nobody is escaping that after one combo from all of them.
Now IG have the gold lead. They've got the Baron buff that's going to be coming up shortly as well. Alia's not going to be able to stop this one over the wall, it seems. He's still waiting nearby patiently, but I think IG are going to get the smite down quite easily, as never mind. Windy and Max are coming in. Maybe you get the fight off the back of it. Ning is half health. They jump onto Jackulov, the Yasuo. Starting to auto-attack as we get a 2-man ultimate as well, the last breath. Rookie still so damn healthy thanks to Kingslayer. Almost takes down Windy, but in the end, it is Max who helps him and Windy who survives. Lucas disengages as Ning is so darn low. V5 really want him.
That was so dang close from both of those two teams. I cannot believe that V5 had the gumption to call IG after they just successfully did the Baron. But only 3 members? It sort of worked out.
Sort of did. V5 able to push him off. Baron buff denied of 3 members again. Sounds like I'm casting BLG OMG once more. Windy walks on in. Infinity Edge Yasuo starting to output the deeps. And again, we're at a similar position where IG need to be careful where they stand.
Can I just say, that the disappointing thing about this series is that there are 26 kills and there are 28 minutes, which means we're actually lower in terms...
In this game,
yeah,
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're lower in terms of kills per minute.
There's still a lot of kills,
It
Preacher.
is. And it's because both of these teams are so bloody, because they just do not give up when it comes to grouping and trying to fight as 5. They both believe they have the superior one. And after game number 1, why wouldn't you as V5? And after, I guess, World Championships and MSI, why wouldn't you as IG?
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of confidence on both rosters, I think. There's a deeper discussion to be had after this series, but at the moment you look at IG and they're in a commanding position with this Baron buff. Ning starting to get the invade as well. The Shy getting the top lane shoved in, and bot lane not working any merits here for V5 as they kind of conclude that they need to be mid.
Yeah. Vision, though, is the name of the game. Meanwhile, the Shy, wow, I just didn't even notice.
I mean, he's got the Baron buff. Like I said, he's up in the top lane. He's split pushing at the moment. Someone needs to answer him.
Nobody else is responding from V5 either, which does mean that eventually the Shy is going to be putting too much pressure. Finally, Alias goes up, but the Shy has TP, so this is really good for IG.
Ali is standing here as well. Here comes the Abyssal Voyage on top of the Shy. They eventually tongue lick him as well, but Y4, the explosive cast, damage coming out onto the Shy. Will he go back in? Well, he's been eaten up. They get a good pick. And guess what? The mid lane, they don't go for this. They go for the fight instead, as the ultimate from Lucas is onto Alias, who flashes on in, onto Jackulov, almost takes him down, but he goes into GA. While the back of the fight is going well. Two-man shockwave into last breath. V5 are winning the front part of this fight, but they've lost their top lane, Renekton. That's a big, big trade against the Baron buffed IG.
They didn't respect all of the members diving in while they were trying to focus on Jackulov. Who even cares? Because the Shy, Ning, and Rookie all dived in, and when Windy folded back onto them, it was going to be a collapse and conquer.
Windy is a menace, but Y4 now, 3-item Orianna, starting to put the work in, and V5 catching up to this gold lead. This game not over, and V5 just really fighting hard to come back into this one.
It was all instigated by the TK ultimate as well. When you use it to stop people from moving out, it works so well. But the flash inwards to make sure that the Shy gets perma-CC down leads the entire fight for V5. And then IG decide to engage regardless. Backside looks good. What's happening on your front side? Ning don't have too much going for you. And also Rookie gets taken down by Windy. It was a 2v4.
Yeah, Y4 just cleaning up that with a nice two-man shockwave. Orianna starting to become the big condition here for V5, and now you get into a mid to late game where you go, well, it's not like V5 are irrelevant here. Shockwave, last breath, explosive cast already does so much damage, and to split apart the team, a great way to get in as Ning is there. Explosive cast again, Windy into the backline, Jungler's down, and he follows on towards Rookies. The depth charges on Windy. Now for the Yasuo trying to sacrifice his life as V5 getting in position, but the Shy coming in for a flank.
Backside.
They need to find a way out. The Shy is in, but now is he out as Ben4 targeted by Jackulov. The reckless like AD carry is hitting away. They get given everything, and IG another full-blown ace.
What happened to IG? IG dish right back to V5. The divide and conquer. When you tunnel too much on your front line, you forget all about your back line. IG just completely demolished them because V5 were trying to come in from the side, and honestly, besides Windy, nobody was out in front to really help him out.
And IG want to end the game here, and so they should. They can. The longest death time as we've seen so far. And everyone from V5, try as they might to come back in, they couldn't do it. Invictus Gaming will hit the Nexus turret. They'll continue forward, and they'll take us to a Game 3 where, honestly, I have no idea what is going to happen next.
And they keep the tradition alive. 32 minutes, 36 kills. That is beautiful to watch coming in from this series. I mean, nobody really stops fighting, and honestly, why would you? From both of these two performances, it looked rough for IG at the start, but their perseverance and constant picking, regardless of what was going on in the map, using their vision advantage as well, paid off.
I don't know how we're going to analyze this one, Preacher, but I'm sure it's going to be short, sharp, and quick. IG wanted to fight. V5 wanted to fight. The team that fought more and won more fights won.
Yeah, and it was just IG. It wasn't just fights, though. It was also the picks. Lucas came in massive in this game just because his anchor actually managed to catch out quite a bit of V5 off on the sidelines. And while V5 did really good team fights, they didn't do the same in terms of the pick potential, and that's ultimately where the discrepancy fell.
And through these winning lanes again, IG just continually win out. I mean, like, the gold lead was always there. There's not a time this game where V5 took back over. 8.5k in the end, and look, each and every lane just managed to come up huge.
It did, and especially a shout out to Ning. While the damage charts does not do him any justice, he did massively inside of that entire game, making sure that his teammates could do so well early on, and even being the instigator of a lot of the fights. I mean, you could name and shame him for being picked out by the later parts of the game, but you could shame pretty much every single player in this series.
I mean, you could, but it doesn't matter. Look, for IG in both V5, there's good elements at play here. I like that V5 are willing to challenge IG on their terms. But in this series, I don't think we've had a series like this yet in the LPL where it's like, well, both teams are just having moments, but having good moments as well.
Who would have said at the start of this split that the closest game that we've seen is potentially IG and V5?
A closest game, I don't know. Jackie Love's going to pick up MVP after that. Siva just whirling through the team fights. 32% damage, it doesn't really matter because Jackie Love was cleaning house and even split pushing that game.
I reckon that the important stat coming out from this entire series is the amount of deaths that players have, which is really going to keep them up at the high parts of MVP contention. And that is just because if you are the person who is not actually dying in all of these picks and all of these team fights, then naturally you're going to be the person who's running over the enemy regardless of which role you are.
That's very, very true. However, Preacher, a Game 3 is coming up, so we're going to throw it to a quick break. When we return, though, IG V5, somebody's got to win, and I'll tell you what, this could spell doom for IG, or can they recover like they did against Dominus eSports? Only one way to find out, and that's a quick break. We'll be right back.